Good afternoon, everybody. I'm not here to talk about sugar. I'm here to talk generally about agriculture on the whole in Guyana. So I'm going to restrict my things to that as the sugar industry is going through some tough times at this point in time. Some of the words of the minister when he was speaking reminded me of my grandfather. My grandfather was a rice farmer from Myconi Creek. And he always used to say one thing: no matter how bad the economy, no matter how hard things get, people have to eat. Now, one of the most fundamental things about any economy is providing food. I know we're at a university and there are some historians here. A lot of revolutions have happened because of lack of food. The French Revolution being one of the most famous ones. Governments are there to look after, first thing, security, food supply of the people. I'm also very happy that we have Minister Gaskin here, because agriculture is about business. Right? Guyana has been doing small-scale subsistence agriculture for as long as we could remember. My family are still in rice farming. When you ask them, so how much money you made last year? There's no answer. They know at the end, if they have some money in the bank account, if the miller pays them, they have some money. They made a kind of a profit. How much fertilizer you use? It's done like that. It's a hand-to-mouth type of existence. Now, food security is an issue that comes up in all over the world. And I think we're very fortunate in Guyana. We are pretty much food secure. Now, food security also encompasses not just as we are a net exporter of food, but the availability and the quality and nutritional value of that food. The proliferation of imports into this country of foods that we can produce right here. Myself and the permanent secretary at the Ministry of Agriculture, one day we met and we opened up a pack of that plantain chips from Costa Rica. And we both downed our head, feeling very, very guilty that we're buying a couple of grams of plantain chips, shameful I admit, from Costa Rica. The amount of things we can produce in Guyana, it's ridiculous. We are so fortunate to live in a country. We have unlimited sunshine, a virtual unlimited land resource, and unlimited water. When you go around the world, as many of my colleagues have, visiting various industries, we find out that agriculture there is struggling to get water. We have too much of the stuff. So how do we move from a subsistence farming to a business? Now, one of the other things about agriculture in Guyana is that the entire economy seems to pivot around it, be it sugar in my case, or rice, as in Mr. Passad's case. Agriculture will continue to be key to our economy. Now, it's not as challenging as people think it is. This is an exciting time. I am generally by my nature a capitalist, sort of a socialist capitalist. Certain things the government should look after. Now, the government is here. They are enablers of certain things. They have to make it easy for business to do business. They should not be in the business of business. They have to make it easy for a gentleman like this to make lots of money so he pays lots more taxes. Now, no area in our economy has as bright a future as agriculture. And the opportunities, particularly for young people, are endless in agriculture. And that's an issue I want to emphasize with regards to how we go ahead. The young Guyanese have to see agriculture as a business. I honestly think we have too many lawyers and accountants in the country already, or in the world as a whole. Now, if you look at our neighbors in CARICOM, a few days ago I was visiting Barbados in a cane workshop. You go to these small islands, they're not very food secure. If the ship stops coming with the food from America, they have no food. We're lucky. We can pretty much survive without anybody with regards to food, which is the most important thing. Now, CARICOM's import bill, I think a few years ago, was $4 billion they're importing of food. The sad thing is the majority of this food we can grow right here. When you go to a hotel and you're buying tomatoes from Florida, in Grenada and these places, it's almost sinful. I have the same feeling I had with myself and P.S. Jarvis opened up that packet, and just the guilt was overwhelming that I don't think I ever bought back that poor company. And the company's a perfectly good company. I don't think I ever bought back that pack of chips, just out of the sheer guilt of buying something that we can produce right here. Now, the demand for food in 2050, the UN says is going to be 60% increase in the demand for food. That's opportunity for us here. We need to grab this thing by the hand and get our young people interested in food production. Now, one of the things that Mr. Prasad brought up previously is the word profitability. Now, profitability and profit are two completely different things. When we do agriculture, remember, it is a business. I'm there to make money, to support my family, pay my taxes, and all the other things that this affects. How many farmers put a value on your time? What's the opportunity cost of you using that land for something else? If you weren't farming, would you be a good accountant? Could you make more money doing it that way? These are things that we as a people have to sit down and evaluate. Once we finish all those things, and I'm not an economist, and I'm a very, very bad accountant. Maybe that's why I'm jealous of accountants, because it seems that they make an awful lot of money moving figures around. Very good profession, actually. But we need to study it, whole clinical agriculture, as a way to make money. Now, Burmese, I've traveled in many, many parts of the world. Burmesians are a very industrious people. I have visited farms around the Caribbean, and walking to a cassava field in Grenada. The man said he's a big farmer, and I swear to God, it's no bigger than this stage here. And the cassava is what we would call almost an abandoned field. I visited rice fields in other parts of the Caribbean, and I don't see the rice, the amount of weeds. And they're very proud. The agriculturists bring you along and show you these great fields, and you're looking at it. Guyanese can grow anything. Trust me. We are very, very industrious. But we need to show the next generation that this thing has money. We need to inspire these young people. And it comes down to profit. If you think of, I'm in the sugar industry. When the literature guys come up with the Booker Prize, where did the Booker Prize come from? Bookers. The Booker brothers. The vast fortunes in the old world was made with agriculture. Even now, Bill Gates, the richest man in the world, is investing a lot of his money and time in developing agriculture. Somebody has to feed the people of the world. And we stand at a very advantageous position where that we can grab hold of this future and we can make money to improve the living standards of everyone. And I just want to end with one thing. We need inspiring the young people to do business. We need our schools to explain to them. It's fine to do computer science, but is it going to be a glut in the market? Food production is so fundamental. If we have an energy, cheaper energy, hopefully our energy costs will go down. Processing and value added. We have handled our we increase production to increase profits. Now what has happened is that everybody else in the world producing more rice as well at the same time as us have more sugar. So once you produce a commodity, the price is low, it's a commodity. We're not adding any value to it. What we have to go for is quality. There's a time, as Mr. Passan rightly said, there's a piece of the market. I remember a very successful businessman many, many years ago in my youth told me one thing. He said, all you have to do to make lots of money, or I think I'd go to competent lawyer, is find a niche inside a niche. And once you're in there, and you get that market and secure it, the potential is unlimited. And this is the vision that through the university and the ministry, we have to impart to the next generation. All of us are not coming over here, I'm speaking on behalf of myself, I'm not older than I look. But the next generation that the university trains has to have an element of business affects everything. If we don't make money, we'll take that visa and we're going to think we're going to make the money. There's more potential here, trust me, than there is in the United States for somebody. Right? And the ministry has to enable this, the university has to enable this, and we as a people on the whole have to unite and show people that there is potential for food security, which we already have, and profitability in agriculture right now. Thank you.